To all who listen to this happy pod, welcome. My name is Noah Parker, and welcome to my world of wonder. Today, I'm joined by my brother, Caleb.
Hi, how's it going?
And we wanted to kick off the inaugural episode of the Noah Parker's World of Wonder with some pretty recent announcements from Destination D23. And we've each picked 3 different things we wanted to talk about. And we're going to just kind of bounce off of each other. And like I said earlier, I'm not trying to break the news. I just want to share my thoughts on the news with you guys. So sit back, relax. If you're driving, enjoy the drive and enjoy our company as we talk about Destination D23. So I have the one that I have as number 1. I actually think we should save.
Oh, okay.
So let's just jump down. We're going to start with your first one.
So we got Indiana Jones coming to Walt Disney World. I'm excited.
Well, the Indiana Jones ride.
Yes. Well, I guess he's there.
He's already there, but
but he's Animal Kingdom. I'm so happy when they first, what was it, last year at the D23 Expo?
Yeah.
When they announced that they were going to be changing it. I don't even remember what they were going to change it to. Something stupid.
Yeah.
So they were going to do Moana and stuff back then.
Something like that.
And I think I wasn't the only one, but everybody was outraged.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Okay,
it
Indiana
was
Jones.
like,
if you're going to replace Dinosaur, just do the other ride.
Exactly.
Indiana Jones is the same track.
It's already there.
Just do it. I love it.
All you have to do is tear down some walls, rebuild some walls, and add some other effects. I'm excited. As Caleb knows, and you guys wouldn't because you're brand new here, I actually went to Disneyland for the first time this year. We grew up Disney World kids. We went to Disney World a number of times, but I went for the first time this year, and I instantly fell in love with the Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. And I've ridden Dinosaur hundreds of times. Maybe not hundreds. That's exaggerating a bit, but a bunch of times.
I mean,
it's been a lot.
At least 50.
At least 50. We've ridden it a lot. And I rode on Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye once. And I thought it was a much better ride. And it's like, the ride itself is exactly the same.
I wouldn't say it's a much better ride. I would say
I enjoyed it more.
Theming may be more your style.
Maybe so.
But I don't think you could physically say it's a better ride because they're the same ride.
Okay, well, not physically, but the ride experience I enjoyed more, I guess. This is how I'll rephrase that.
I think the only thing I don't like about Dinosaur is I went on a lot when we were kids, so it was a lot scarier.
Right.
So maybe I don't like it as much because of that.
Right.
But Indiana Jones, that's just fun, dude.
That's fair.
I'm a little curious because a lot of the effects they used to do for the Indiana Jones ride are broken.
Right.
So I'm curious, are they going to do them in a way that it works on this one, or are they just going to do it so they don't have to worry about it breaking? Make it look actually right instead of,
That's a good question. I would think you kind of have to do it to the original, right?
I don't know.
But then if you do that, you're pressured to fix the one in Disneyland.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be, you know how to do it right. So why don't you fix this one?
Exactly.
So I would think
maybe
they'll take the easy way.
Yeah.
And just make it the start different. Cause I think what it was the opening room.
Yeah.
It had like a moving hallway and it would change you to go a different way.
And now that doesn't happen.
And so maybe they're just going to make it so that's not even a question. It's just
might
the
be
same,
easier.
But
we don't end up with the Disco Yeti in the same park again.
So it could be, they could make it work.
They could.
But I don't know, Disney. I don't know if the room is there, because...
I mean, I assume...
You'd have to assume, but
it's probably about the same. But
honestly,
it could go either way. We're excited to sit around and wait and find out. So, did you hear an opening date for that? Planned opening date for
I don't even know a construction date. I don't even know when they're going to close it.
We don't even know when they're going to do it.
They just know they're doing it now.
Okay.
So I think,
which unfortunately,
when they did the D23 Expo, it was they had no idea what the hell they were doing.
Right.
But now, I think they're more set on this is what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Which the other part of that I'm not as excited for. Encanto Land thing is coming, which is fine. That's cool.
I think it'll be fun. It's gonna give something to do over in that corner of the park because,
I assume so. There's
been kind of a letdown.
Everybody
recently.
I've heard talking about it says it's probably going to be another ride in the Encanto house, and hopefully the smart thing to do would to make it about the kid that talks to animals.
Oh, yeah.
He's like going through his room.
That'd be
it's
sweet.
Like infinite with all, right.
Oh.
Did you not hear that or think of that?
No.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, my mind was literally just like Three Caballeros, but like about Mirabelle.
No, I think they're going to do a lot better.
That's a way better idea.
Especially, they're going to give it a Frozen treatment. Well, better than Frozen, because Frozen was a terrible retheme. This is going to be a new thing.
That was the thing.
But they put a lot of effort into the Frozen thing.
They did.
So I'm thinking,
it's a great
because
ride,
Encanto is such a big property for them now.
Yeah,
that's what's going to end up happening.
Okay, a little bonus there. That was not on the list. Yeah. So overall, you're excited about Indiana Jones?
Love Indiana Jones.
I'm super excited.
Best thing that they've done since Bob Iger was rehired.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, we're gonna jump to my number 2, which is now my number 1 since I made you start because I want to save the last one. It is about the reimagining of Test Track. I'm pretty excited. I pulled this article that you're seeing on your screen over there from disneyparks.go.com, disneyparks.disney.go.com/blogs. It was an article by the
I
editorial.
think I read the same article.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it's by Thomas Smith. And he says, because me and you talked about it briefly before I decided we needed to shut up and make a podcast, that we weren't sure what it was being reimagined by. It was just coming from the past. But in his article,
I read the same thing.
From the original World of Motion. Let me quote the little bit more. So, Imagineers, along with the team from Chevrolet, are reaching back into history for inspiration from the original World of Motion and bringing that spirit of optimism to the next iteration of the Test Track attraction. We are both way too young to have ever experienced World of Motion.
Yes, but I love Spaceship Earth. And World of Motion was basically a vehicle version of Spaceship Earth.
So are you worried that it's going to be too similar now?
No.
Or is that why you're like, okay, that we never got it?
I think they're probably going to integrate still doing the fast part around. They're still going to make it fast.
I think they're going to have to. I'm just curious how that's going to be involved.
Well, if they don't, man, it's because when they closed World of Motion, it took them like 3 years to build Test Track. So if they decide to take away the fast part,
right,
they're gonna have to tear down the thing.
It'll take
redo
them. It probably won't take them 3 years.
No, they
you can tear things down.
Chevy does not want that to happen. This is definitely just gonna be a quick gutting the inside and replacing things.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this because, like I said before, we were both too young to have ever experienced World of Motion, and I love Test Track, to be honest. I've loved both iterations of it. They've both been fun rides. I think the new one is a little bit more fun once you get to the part where you're designing the car, and then the ride is basically the same, so that really bears no difference to me. Like, it's darker now, I think, than it was, but other than that, it's the same thing. But I do think that I personally liked the queue of the original Test Track a little bit better with the crash test dummies.
I thought that was a lot of fun.
They had like the giant hammer that fell from the ceiling.
As a little
I
boy,
loved that, but
we were destructive little kids, so seeing cars getting destroyed was awesome. You see all these videos, you see destroying cars, you see all the test dummies, and you're like, you're gonna be my test dummies in the thing. That's funny.
Like, let's go.
I like it.
Yeah. I also think that the reveal before you go to the fast part was a lot better on the old one, but I'm also wondering if the reason that I'm not like as awestruck by it now is because I've been on it so many times that I know those doors are going to open.
Right.
Well, like the first couple of times you're like, oh my God, the doors might not open.
Wow.
Of course they will, but like you have that thought, right?
I guess you did.
I did. I don't know. I was never like truly afraid that it was going to happen, but I was always like, that was close. But now I feel like they open earlier. Like, it's not as scary. But I am excited to see a new rebirth of that ride. I just hope that I can still play with the imaginary cars on the little screens when you get out of the queue. I hope they keep that.
Well,
that's fun.
I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a lot that changes.
Probably.
If do we know? Do we know when that's going to start either?
No, there was no dates on that either.
They're probably. I would imagine they want to finish Epcot before doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's December, right? That's when it's going to be.
I believe so. I don't remember the date.
They didn't give
actually, I would assume
date,
December 5th, but we'll get to the December 5th.
I don't think they gave.
I'll get to why I think that's the case in a minute. Because we actually only have 2 dates for anything on this list.
Cool. We're a good news source.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're not a news source. We're just sharing our thoughts, our feelings. So now we're going to jump down to your second pick, which you seem to be pretty excited about.
I shouldn't say excited. I'm intrigued.
Optimistic.
I think it's going to be a nice thing to do when you're trying to just waste the middle of your afternoon or something.
Sure.
So it's the Moana Journey of Water.
Mm.
I don't know. I think
I liked Moana.
Maybe
a lot,
I'm like a super Disney purist and I just love old stuff.
Maybe.
That's my thing. I like the old movies.
That's fair.
I'm not. Moana was fine. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know? I think she should have a ride.
Absolutely.
But I guess this is fine.
A walk-through attraction is close enough for now.
Maybe they don't want another water ride. They're tired of water rides or something.
I mean, there's rumors of tons of other expansions coming. So
but I mean, anyway.
Who knows?
I don't know much about all this. All I know is there's supposed to be statues of the characters from the movie.
Like Tafiti and
that's my big thing. Is there's going to be a big shrubbery of Tafiti. And I'm actually excited for that. I think that's going to be cool as long as it's huge.
Yeah.
If it's like some little...
If it's like... I don't know. Like
if it's human size, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Honestly.
Also,
if the
bummer. What's Dwayne Johnson's character?
Maui, yeah.
That's his name, really?
Yeah.
Like the country?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So anyway.
Like the island, but the Hawaiian island. No.
Let's get into that later.
Is there a country named Maui? Because
it's an island, but it doesn't matter.
An island in the Hawaiian region.
Okay, so anyway. I hope he's also huge, his statue. That's going to be cool. And then you're supposed to be able to meet Moana. I don't care. I think my wife's excited, but...
I'm like... I'm not a huge character person myself, but I'm with you where like my wife's probably going to be stoked.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, Moana.
Am I? I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Especially like the non-costume actors. Like I love to walk up to like Pluto and Mickey Mouse.
That's freaking cool because that feels a little more immersive.
But like going to Snow White, me and my fiance went to Disney World in January. We stood in line, not a very long line, but to see Snow White. And I was like, this is all right, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it was okay. We waited in an hour and a half line to see, who was it? I think it's Ariel.
Oh, my God. That's a mistake.
I was only there to support my wife.
I would never.
She needed to. She really wanted to, so we went and did it.
Well, you know what?
I stood by her.
Good for her.
And you know, it's like we said earlier, we've been going to Disney World since we were children, like little kids. Yeah. So
we tried to see.
I don't mind not wasting a little bit of time, but spending a little bit of the time that I would rather be doing something else to do something that's going to make my wife happy.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't been, so like it makes sense, you know.
Exactly.
We tried to see Mulan. She would love to have seen Mulan.
Ooh.
There was like 3 different time slots that she was supposed to be out. She never showed up.
See, and that's one of the things, I don't know if Mulan shows up in Disneyland, but that is one of the things I do like about Disneyland a little bit more, is that the characters are out and about.
Right, but they also don't really have a schedule, do they? They're just
they
out.
Don't. They just
you
show
might
up.
see a character that you really
So
want
there's
to see.
pros and cons there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else about Journey of Water you had? When does it
open? I hear there's a wet path and a dry path.
Oh.
Which sounds awesome.
Like a wet path like this, like a splash pad? Like, are you going to get wet?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like you walk through this area where it's interactive with water, like she does in the movie and stuff like that. And then there's going to be a spot for the parents who are like, I don't want to get wet.
Like, no thanks. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Nice. And when does that open?
October 16th.
October 16th.
Season pass holders get a sneak peek at least on October 1st, I think.
We only know that because our parents are season pass holders.
My mommy told me.
Yeah. We don't have any reporters, but the closest thing we have is our mother, who lives in Florida, and she's a season pass holder. And I'm working on getting a magic key for Disneyland because it's a lot closer and a lot easier to go there for a day, being in the mountain region. Anything? I'll stop asking anything else. We'll just move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. I mean,
so this is my my third pick, but it's my second pick because we moved my second one, my first one to the end. I'm having mixed feelings here, but I'm mainly just excited about the new Epcot spectacular called Luminous: The Symphony of Us. And that will debut on December 5th. That is also pulled straight from Thomas Smith's article on disneyparks.disney.go.com/blog. I'm excited because I didn't like the barges in Harmonious. I thought Harmonious was a fun show, but it always felt like it was a placeholder. And I really enjoyed Illuminations.
Yeah, I see.
I'm sad Illuminations is gone.
I must be in the minority, but I thought Illuminations was all right.
Oh, I liked it a lot.
The thing I liked about Illuminations is how it incorporated the countries,
the nations,
more than all the other ones I've seen. I mean, they do it, but it's not like it's not centered around it.
Right.
Whereas when you see the globe floating out in the middle of the lake, that's pretty cool.
And there's like footage from the country. Like
all
you
the
see
countries.
the
I thought that was cool. But
Africa.
Overall, I thought it was just a whatever show. I didn't really care.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I know.
I was sad when it closed.
I know there probably are a bunch of people who actually liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But it was okay. I mean,
I enjoyed it.
I'm also not a nighttime fireworks guy. I love the fireworks over the castle.
Yeah.
But fireworks over a lake isn't as cool to me.
I think this is where you and I differ quite a bit.
You don't like over the castle?
When I'm in Magic Kingdom or in Disneyland Park, I would much rather take that time in those parks to go ride rides while everyone else is watching the fireworks. So I don't care much for the fireworks.
We are opposite.
It's not because I don't like. It's not. I'm like fireworks. Who cares? It's like in those parks. That's where I feel like I miss the most stuff because of the crowds. Those are the two most popular parks in both. In each
Well, I'm going for
area.
8 days. I'll be in
you'll
Magic Kingdom 3 days.
Well, there you go. Then you'll have plenty of time.
I don't have to worry about that.
I usually spend just one day in Magic Kingdom, but I also am a Star Wars doofus.
Yeah.
And I would rather spend a lot more time in Galaxy's Edge, which is what I like about Disneyland. We'll get on that with another episode. But anyway, Luminous, the Symphony of Us. That's what we're talking about. I had to go back to the notes because I got lost. Yeah, so like in Epcot, I feel like I was more apt to watch the fireworks, and I think that was because Future World closed when they started the show for Illuminations. Right. You couldn't ride Test Track or anything. I think you could probably ride Spaceship Earth, maybe, but I'm pretty sure they usually just closed Future World completely during Illuminations. So like, you're not missing anything anymore. You know?
But to me, that's go get on your bus before all the crowds after the fireworks.
See,
go get on the Skyliner.
I never minded that.
I hate the crowds.
The last time I watched the fireworks show at Epcot was before the Skyliner existed, so it was a bus and it was all the way at the other end of the park. I didn't enjoy that part, but I think what we did is we ended up getting on the friendship boats from the International Gateway. And we went back to Hollywood Studios, and then we rode the bus from Hollywood Studios to the hotel.
Was it not as crowded?
Well, it wasn't the mass exodus of people leaving after the fireworks.
Because they had already left?
Because they had already left. It was like the last couple of buses, where they're just trying to get the stragglers out.
You're kind of lucky, you know that?
Yeah.
I wonder how late those buses run. Like, if they'll wait.
I think they run up to an hour after the park closes.
Okay.
I think.
I'm not the kind of guy who likes to risk that thing. I'm going to be going to see Hoop-Dee-Doo Review when I go. We're going to the 4 o'clock. There's two shows, at 4 o'clock and at 8 o'clock. It's the night of Halloween party, so I'm not even concerned. It was very much on purpose, too, to do things. Nice. But our booking agent, she was all like, do you want to do the later show? Because then you get a little more time in the park. Because the park, I'd have to leave the park at 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say it closes
compared
at 6.
to 4.
Yeah,
but I'm like, okay, but also the shows at like 8 or whatever. And then I also have to go back and get on a bus.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just get it over with earlier. But I know the park's also open till like midnight. So
yeah,
I know
think
I
it's
wouldn't
11
have to
or
worry,
something.
but
Well, I guess
still,
it is open till midnight
it's
because of the
midnight
party.
for
Yeah,
Halloween,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. So yeah, well there you go.
Do you know anything about the show? Like,
It just says on the article that it goes on to say, it'll feature fireworks, fountains, lasers, and lightning effects, and music, of course. They added the and music, and I'm like, well, duh.
right?
Imagine a Disney fireworks show without Imagine a fireworks show without music. Like, let's be honest.
Yes, I mean,
Even 4th of July fireworks, most people will play their own playlist over it. Like, you got to have a little bit of the jams with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in Disney, though. Like, of course, there's music. But lightning effects I find interesting. It's just some really flashy lights. It's whatever. But yeah, that will open December 5th. That was why I said that I believe the rest of the renovations in, what do they call it? World Celebration.
Do you
Is
think
that what it's called now?
That's all going to open all at once?
I would think that their plan is to roll out the new show.
Well, I
with
think though that's
the rest
probably why
of
they
the
didn't
stuff.
give a date is because they don't know.
I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just speculating. This is
I'm
my
sure there's
thoughts.
a lot of things where
Like
like,
I
well, this
said.
could get delayed and that could
Exactly.
get delayed. So they know when the fireworks show is going to be ready because it's probably ready now.
Probably.
And they just want to give it a date.
Get it closer to when they think everything else is going to be ready.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's jump on down to your final pick for the announcements at Destination D23.
yes, Country Bear Jamboree is getting a new show. I'm just happy they aren't getting rid of Country Bear Jamboree.
Honestly, they could have just taken it out altogether.
Everybody for so long has been worried about that. And it makes me sad because it's the greatest show on Disney property.
Yeah. It's enjoyable.
Probably arguably, but
I mean,
okay.
to each their own.
Maybe it's the no, I don't know if it's the oldest, but it's the best. I love it. Okay. And if they got rid of it, I'd probably cry. I'm getting emotional now. Okay.
Just thinking about the update.
Just thinking about the fact that they could have. All right. I'm so happy they didn't, but they are
That's
changing. For what I understand, they're going to get rid of some of the classics like there was a big puddle of blood on the ground, which
I wonder why.
I don't know. I thought it was charming. All right.
Honestly, that is one of those where I'm like, fair enough.
I'm like, how did this?
How did it last this long?
If I know, yeah. If they had made that even in like the 80s or 90s, no way.
They wouldn't have got away with it. That's gnarly.
But because Walt Disney was the guy, right? He was alive when that. I don't know when that started. I
Well,
assume it was opening day, right? It had
I
to
would
have been
think
because
so.
Critter Country wasn't that opening day for Disneyland. Whatever,
Yeah.
doesn't matter because it was originally called Bear
We need
Country.
to brush up on our history.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
the
it was.
dates on
It was. You're right. It was
Bear
Bear
Country.
Country when it opened, and it was
Right.
because Country Bear Jamboree.
exactly because it was the only thing over there.
Yeah.
So anyway,
God knows Winnie the Pooh wasn't over there yet.
they're changing to do a bunch of Disney classic songs, but to a Western twang to it, which I'm actually excited for because
I'm
I'm
here
a bit
for
of a
it.
cowboy.
I'm here for
It's
it.
probably why it's also my favorite.
It's gonna be
But
legitness.
I think I like the idea of some of my favorite Disney songs being turned country and bluegrassy. I
Yeah.
love that. It just sounds cool.
It does. I think it'll be legit. What do you think the first one? What's the first thing that comes to your head that you would want to hear bluegrass?
Probably something from Hercules
Hercules?
or maybe Hunchback of Notre Dame. One, I bet you gotta.
Yeah.
Those are.
I think Hercules. Let me think.
I'm trying to think of the song. I bet.
I will find my way.
Yeah, I think that could be.
I can go the
But
distance.
I think more likely what'll happen is they'll use the I Won't Say I'm in Love song.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Because I think they could use that as a cute little romance thing between
You're right.
with the lady that comes from
Yeah, that's a good call.
I think
Okay.
that might, who knows?
Won't say I'm in
I
love.
can only hope, right?
Yeah. Caleb's guess. If Caleb gets it right,
If this
and
is
that's
in
the
the show,
song.
dude, especially with the big fat bear coming from the ceiling,
I'll pay you $10.
dude. Okay, I'm done.
But if it's not in there, you owe me
yeah,
$10.
I'll give you $10. I don't know. I feel like you've definitely got the odds on this one.
I mean, yeah.
I just hope.
How many Disney songs are there?
There's a crap ton.
A billion? So the
I
odds
just
are a
hope
billion
that they
to
go
one.
more for the classic route. And
I hope
not
so,
a
too.
bunch of the new ones.
I'm sure there's going to be new stuff, but I hope they lean more
like if
heavily
they
into
put
classic.
Let It Go in there, I think that's not going to hit at all.
Let it go. Let it go. I don't think you can do that.
I don't think it's going to hit.
I don't think you
Anything
can do
from
that.
Moana probably won't hit. Maybe Maui's song.
I don't see what. No, I don't think that fits. Maybe Shiny could be kind of bluegrassy,
I
but
kind of like Shiny, so that's
I'm
okay.
here for it.
I might be in the minority on that one, but Shiny's it's an alright song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people didn't like his character. I'm like, what?
Dude, I thought he was one of the best. He gives me
was
the
in it
creeps,
for
don't get me wrong,
it
but
was so brief, and I liked it. Because honestly,
He's a
if he
good
wasn't in
character.
the whole movie, I would have hated him.
right, probably. That's probably why you like
But
him.
he was played out perfectly for just like a little, like, what is it, 15 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
and it's perfect. Anyway,
So any number of songs, honestly. I feel like there's a vast number of songs from Disney that could go
yeah,
bluegrass
I just
and
hope
be
they
good.
lean. I bet they're gonna lean more towards the classics, hopefully, and then they're probably gonna do some Disney World songs.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like, I'd love it if they did Wishes, because Wishes needs to be back in
yeah.
the parks.
They should
You
do
know? But I don't know how to do that country. But also, I'm not a songwriter,
that.
so
Me either.
for all I know, this is like the easiest task anybody has.
Honestly, there's guys getting paid a lot more than we do to figure that out.
Right, I bet they already have it. So
Probably.
yeah,
They're
we
probably
already know.
recording
It's
it.
pretty easy.
They're probably like done recording at
Well,
this
I
point.
bet that they already have all the songs written out.
Yeah.
And that's how they know it's going to work.
I feel like they already have most of it recorded, if not all of it.
Probably.
But
But you know what? I hope the voices don't change either. I want the same old voices.
right. Well,
But
I
I
mean,
don't know if the people are still alive that did those voices or if they even want to come back.
they could probably get people who sound close enough.
AI generated.
Let's go. Heck yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to say about the Country Bear Jamboree getting rethemed?
I am disappointed and excited.
Mixed feelings. I know you're a Disney purist. You like the old stuff.
I'm an old soul. It's
Caleb's
just
an old
how
soul,
it
and that's
goes.
okay. To each their own. Everyone experiences Disney their own way.
Then there's the people
on the
who
other
are like,
hand, am
change everything every 10
I don't want
years.
them to change everything, but in my opinion, when they announce that they're doing something, I'm here for it. You know, I'm like, well, let's see what y'all can do.
That's
Let's see
fair.
what you got. That's how I see it.
That's
So,
fair.
so let's something just shut off, and I don't know what it was. I think it was that.
The green dot's still on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully we're good. We're going to take a brief pause so I can double check all the cameras and everything. Give us just a second. Okay, we're back. Sorry, camera stopped recording. I don't think I've ever recorded for 30 minutes straight on that camera. That's probably why it shut off. But anyway, we're going to jump to our final topic. And it's the one that was supposed to be the first topic. But as soon as Caleb saw it on the list, he got triggered.
Yeah.
So we decided to move it to the end because we both have some pretty strong feelings about it. But it is the new Zootopia show that's coming to the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom. To quote the article, the same article I've been quoting the whole time from Thomas Smith on disneyparks.disney.go.com/blog. The current concept for the new Zootopia experience has guests visiting the different biomes you only glimpse in the film, traveling along with Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and other characters. The Imagineers are currently finalizing the concept, and more details will be coming in the future. Okay.
It's a travesty. I think we should all. I know lots of people probably hate the bug thing.
It's not great, but it's not the worst thing that could be in there.
No,
Is Zootopia the worst thing? Probably not the worst thing they could have put in there, but I
just
think I'd prefer A Bug's
I
Life
think it's a
over
disgrace
Zootopia.
to what Animal Kingdom is. Under the Tree of Life, I thought it was perfect.
Yeah,
That under a tree is
Yeah.
a bunch of bugs.
exactly.
Like, duh.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
I
So-
mean, where do
so
you
now-
find bugs?
I'll tell you, I like Zootopia a lot. Like I've mentioned already, I like Disney. They can put out just about
Zootopia's
anything.
all right, I guess.
They put out a couple things that I didn't enjoy that much, but for the most part, I like it. I like Zootopia a lot. And there was moments where I was like, man, I wish they would expand on some of these different biomes that they talked about. the different areas, it's like, I bet that's cool. However, a Tree of Life is not exactly what I had in mind on expanding
No, it should have like its own thing.
Like a ride would be way cooler. Yeah,
where you're like on the train or whatever.
Exactly. That was my first thought. Or the gondola that her and Nick Wilde ride later on.
Why would they do
any number of things? Maybe it could be in a police car.
What costs more money though?
What they could have done? And this is only new knowledge for me because I had never been to Disneyland before. If they basically just made the Monsters Inc. ride in Disneyland, but Zootopia, and you're instead of riding in a taxi, you're riding in a ZPD cop car.
I think that might have been.
I'm here for it.
I actually like that idea.
Isn't that a good idea? Okay. It sounds way better.
Did you like the Monsters Inc. ride?
I didn't hate it. It was a way to get out of the heat for a little while.
I thought it was fine. I think it's a cute ride.
I'm glad that is there and not Superstar Limo. I'll tell you that flat out.
Yeah, I never got to experience it. Thank God.
Yeah, same.
Apparently it was awful.
I saw 4.5 minutes of the queue and the beginning of the ride on YouTube, and I turned it off.
It's like, not for me.
We don't need this. Yeah. So that would have been a better way to go, in my opinion, for Zootopia.
Yeah, I know
think
that
it would have been a lot more
Zootopia
fun.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But do they have to ruin Bug's Life?
See, and
Bug's Life has nothing.
Exactly. But a Bug's Life does not exist outside of the park. It doesn't exist inside the parks except there.
They took it out of Disneyland.
Yeah, because they had the Bug's Life play area or whatever it was. It's kind of
or was it was
Disney
a Bug's
World
at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, that was Honey I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, it was a Bug's Land, wasn't it?
In California Adventure, they had a Bug's Land. And they had this spinny. Anyway, it looked fun.
It had a thing.
I never got to expand.
And then they closed it.
They closed it before I got a chance to go to Disneyland.
Obviously, same because I just went for the first time this year. So gone. And now here's the thing too for me that hurts me the most about it, and it's probably the only reason that I'm hurt about it, being a Disney give it your best shot kind of person. It hurts me the most because they have let that theater fall into such disarray. Like Flick, when he drops down from the ceiling, can barely be quantified as an animatronic anymore.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But the thing is, that experience was built into the Tree of Life when the Tree of Life was built. The show, It's Tough to Be a Bug, debuted before the movie was released. So technically speaking...
Did it actually?
It did, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So It's Tough to Be a Bug is actually the prequel to A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is a sequel.
That makes sense too, because
when you think about it that way,
grasshopper's alive. So
yeah, exactly.
He got eaten by a bird.
Yeah, so that makes me sad because it is deeply a part of A Bug's Life history, where it's the only iteration that I know. Well,
how much Pixar is even left now?
In Disney World, almost none. There's Toy Story Land. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
The Buzz Lightyear ride in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Do they really have anything else?
I think that unless
I guess Ratatouille. That's Pixar.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess they added one.
I guess, but I don't think it's compared to what they're removing.
To be honest, I don't know how you feel about Ratatouille.
I think the technology in Ratatouille's what is it called? Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I think the technology in that ride is pretty freaking cool.
I
feel like
it's like a downgraded version of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah, I think
too much.
The sets look too fake.
Was too much screen in my opinion. Like I feel like the whole ride is screen, and then you get to I think it's cool. It moves you to different screens.
It's pretty fun.
At least you get to see some set things.
Right.
But
there's not a whole lot of physical sets,
lazy.
And the physical sets that exist in there are obviously gigantic because you're supposed to feel like you're tiny.
Yeah.
But they don't look real. I mean,
it feels so like...
Yes, they're supposed to look like the animated version of it, but I'm not animated. It throws me off, man.
I think it's okay. I'm not gonna wait over an hour for the ride.
When
I
we went,
dropped it like an idiot. And I'm actually glad I did because I wasn't gonna wait.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't have to wait like 75 minutes.
Yeah,
to go on that.
We got the fast pass,
so mad.
The lightning lane for it, because like I literally woke up at 7 a.m. and paid $15-$30 just so we wouldn't have to wait because I was not about that.
Yeah, that's.
But it was worth it to get to experience the new ride. I don't think we ever went on it again the whole time we were there. And we spent a lot of time in Epcot.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah. It was a ride. It was a fun ride, but it was not a ride that I'm like, I'm dying to go on it again. I would honestly rather leave the gates 5 feet away or 50 feet away from that ride and go get on the gondola. It's a more fun ride for me.
Yeah, the gondola is more fun than the actual ride.
But anyway, looping back. So yes, I'm sad because it's probably the only instance that we've talked about today where I'm like, man, I kind of wish they just leave it the way it is.
I know.
Maybe fix Flick.
I absolutely love all the bugs leaving.
Yeah,
like you can't do that. They're gonna have to take it out.
Spooky.
Because it won't make any sense to have it for the animals.
There's
a bunch of animals crawling into the seat. What does that? It means
spooky.
nothing. It's
Especially
weird.
They're sentient animals too, so that's weird.
I love getting stabbed in the back too by the
hornets. Yeah,
that was great.
That's the fun part.
It hurts bad too.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
I'm excited for most everything on this list.
I would say I hope there's enough outrage that they change their mind, but
I don't think
tell that to Mr. Toad's Scary Adventure in Disney World.
At Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Whatever.
It was Snow White.
I just totally mixed two rides together.
Both scary rides though.
They're both gone.
Boo.
So
yeah.
One of those is an Esmus.
One of them is not Esmus.
I hated that I had to go to Disneyland to experience
Mr. Toad's.
Such an amazing ride.
See, when I went, it was being refurbished.
Damn.
So I still didn't.
Well, you got to ride Matterhorn and I didn't. So
that's fair. Yeah, Matterhorn bobsleds. I enjoyed it. It was like like riding Space Mountain, but with the lights on.
Yeah. That's what I heard because when they did this, they're like, we don't want to put a big mountain like we did over there. Yeah. So they put it.
I think the Matterhorn looks kind of cool, but it's also kind of weird. Like you're looking like, wow, a castle and a really big mountain.
I don't know how other people feel, but I think it's awesome. I think so.
I enjoy it.
A great gateway between
it seemed weird, but I'm here for
Fantasyland.
it. Yeah.
I think it's neat.
I enjoyed the ride. a lot. I'm planning on going to Disneyland a lot more. I like to go to Disney World still. My plan is to go there once every year or so, maybe once every 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Go to the Disney World, but my home park is going to be Disneyland because it's a lot easier I can take off on a plane at 4:00 in the afternoon and
it makes sense.
Go to one park or both parks even close down Disneyland because they usually close at midnight. And they get on a plane and fly back and be here for work the next day.
I wouldn't want to do that, but
I'm here for. I mean,
see, maybe I'm more of the I want to vacation.
Oh, see, I just wish that I had a Disneyland down the street so I could just go to it when I had a day off.
Okay, I'd agree with that. But if you did live where Disneyland was down the street, you wouldn't be able to afford to go to Disney.
No, that's fair. But yeah, okay, well. That's all we have today. We went over the time we were aiming for by about 10 minutes, but that's okay.
Not bad, actually.
Not bad. I got a lot closer than I thought I was going to. So, we are excited to move forward with this podcast. Caleb won't always be my guest, unfortunately, but he'll be my guest quite a bit. Anything you want to say to our viewers?
No.
Okay. I say viewers, it's a podcast. I'm used to the YouTube space. But yeah, well, I'm glad you guys joined us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, share it with your friends. You can find Noah Parker's World of Wonder on Instagram at Noah Parker's World of Wonder. You can also watch a video version of this podcast on YouTube by going to youtube.com/@ Noah Parker _channel, or just typing at Noah Parker _channel in the search bar on YouTube. That's where you'll find the channel. You can subscribe so you get notified when the new videos come out. And I think that is all the housekeeping I have for now. So hopefully we see you guys next week. And until then, let the wonder take hold.